Hello there, friends. It is June 18th, Saturday, and it's in the 50s here in Vermont, so not quite spring. I do remember a few years ago, 4th of July weekend, there was a bit of a cold sweep through. Today, we are going boldly where other people have gone before, but we're taking ourselves on a new journey. So, bold moves is the focus today. We're going to work with the Mushtika Mudra, which is the mudra of determination. And we're going to take an intentional, attitudinal approach, if that suits you today as you practice, for boldly moving into each posture and boldly taking that movement into each posture. Doesn't necessarily change the postures that we do. This is not a power class, but it is about our attitude. So we're going to start with the Mushtika Mudra, the mudra of determination. Face your palms toward one another and curl the fingers in until the finger pads touch the palm. Allow the thumbs to stand up and touch your middle fingers, your second fingers toward each other. And however it's comfortable, you can place your hands down by your abdomen. If they rest on your abdomen, great. If they don't, that's also fine, but you want to be as comfortable as you can. Thumbs are up. We take a moment to close the eyes and consider that the power of our determination comes from within. Take a few breaths to center yourself, slow them down. Soften the shoulders. And start to build the breath into the belly. Now, as you build the breath into the belly, extend it up into the space behind the solar plexus, the breastbone, just under your chest, top of your rib cage. Big, generous breath in. Release it out the mouth. 2 more of those. Build the breath, belly all the way to the breastbone. Let it go. And another time. Natural breath. Now imagine a beautiful fire right at the top of the rib cage, under the breastbone. Your solar plexus. This is the fire chakra. And imagine with each breath in, that fire gets more powerful, more beautiful, brighter. And with each breath out, a sense of willfulness, of determination, of self-confidence spreads throughout the body. Maybe add the mantra. The power of determination comes from within. The power of determination comes from within. The power of determination comes from within. Another big, huge breath in. Release. Rest the left hand in your lap and take the 2 first fingers of your right hand, place them against the forehead, right between the eyebrows. Rest the right thumb on the right nostril and breathe in through the left. Block both nostrils. Release the thumb, breathe out right. Block the right. Release left, breathe in. Block left, release right, breathe out. One more round. Block both. Release the left. Inhale. Block both. Open the right. Breathe out. We're going to switch it up now. Inhale through the right. Block both nostrils. Exhale left. Block both. Inhale right. And block both. Release the left. Breathe out. Last round. Block both. Breathe in right. Block both. Breathe out left. Block both nostrils. Release your hands. Breathe in through both. And out through both. This time a little pause at the top. Inhale. Tuck the chin, loosen the shoulders, draw the belly in and up, tailbone long. Breathe out through the nose. A little pause at the bottom. Inhale. And exhale. Drop your hands by your sides. Drop your chin to your chest. Really super heavy head. Heavy in the arms so that it's drawing the shoulders down. Lift the chin parallel to the earth. Left ear toward the left shoulder. Or right, doesn't matter. Boldly lifting long with the neck, the crown of the head toward the sky, and then the right ear toward the right shoulder. Lift the chin again. This time look over the left shoulder. Be bold but safe with the turn. Breathe in. Deepen the turn. Inhale, front and center. Exhale, take a look over the other side. Breathe in. Turn on the release. Chin, nose, eyes, front and center. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Reach for the sky. Palms can face backward. Fingers nice and open. Face the palms outward. Feel the armpits. Exhale, arms down by your sides. We'll take that again. Palms face up. Inhale, reach toward the sky. Breathe in. Stay here for the breath out. Bold move. Palms out. Arms come down to the sides. One last time. Palms face up. We lift the whole torso toward the sky. Sitting bones glued to the earth. Palms face out. We release. This time we lift the palms out, up by the sides. That was kind of a weird direction, but they're parallel to the earth and out side to side. Reach, reach, reach. Inhale, press the palms together overhead. Stay here for the breath out, getting super tall. Draw the belly in. Exhale, hands to your heart. Set your intention. Your intention is your attitude. And maybe your attitude is to be bold or brave or try something you haven't tried before. Or maybe it's self-confidence, that Mustika Mudra, determination, confidence right up under the breastbone at the top of the rib cage. You choose your motivation, your intention, your attitude, and then we'll pause. Another cleansing breath, and this time we'll follow it with an Om, as if we could spread our determination around us to prepare us and support us and bolster us for the practice and for when we come off the mat. Cleansing breath. Find our way into child's pose, which gives us an opportunity to read our intention and rock it into our gray matter our intuition, our third eye, all of those things by pressing the forehead onto the mat and rocking the head left and right as we consider our attitude, our intention. Lift the wrists and the elbows off the mat so you're on your fingertips. Send the sitting bones toward the heels. Draw the belly in a little bit. Become aware of the shoulders and under the arms, of the chest and the rib cage on the back body. And on an inhale, draw the hands over to the left, maybe all the way off the mat. You could even place the right palm on the ground, the left palm on the back of the right hand. Feel that beautiful stretch, full intention, boldness in the breath and in the stretch. Inhale, crawl hands to center, breathe out, hands move to the opposite side. Inhale, return to center, draw your way to a tabletop and let your body guide you to the movement. But whatever you decide, whatever you feel your way into, do it with determination. Determination to open up the body, to bring flexibility to it. Self-confidence that you can do whatever this practice calls for today. Find a little steadiness, a little sturdiness. Tuck your tailbone under. Walk your hands forward just a couple of inches. Spread the fingers. Tuck your toes and then come into a little crouch, reaching the knees off the mat and the sitting bones toward the heels. We're not in a down dog yet. And slowly on an exhale, press those hips high, finding your way to a downward dog. It might be that the bold movement is up and down here on one foot or both feet or one foot at a time. Or maybe you switch the heels left and right. When you're done, a little stillness in your down dog to find some breath. Working to warm up by activating the belly, we look past the hands, draw to the tippy toes, bend the knees, and then take a walk all the way to the hands for a forward fold. Maybe that's a ragdoll. If the body is asking for something else, a sway left to right, a different bind, feel free. Release the hands to the mat. Inhale for a halfway lift, or exhale if you have low back problems. Breathe out for a fold. 2 more of those, full round of breath in between. Rise to standing, press rooting to stand nice and tall. Reach for the stars, reach for the clouds, whatever your favorite up in the air thing is. And we take a tilt over to the right, grasping the left wrist. Maybe you drop the right hand to embolden this posture and allow the heart and the gaze to lift. Tuck the right arm behind you so the backs of the fingers come around toward your hip. And we'll rise up and reach the left arm over to the right. Take a twist. As we come back around, the right arm comes underneath the left for eagle arms. Elbows lift. We sit into a chair. If you'd like to go boldly in this posture, you might rise to the balls of the feet. Maybe sit a little bit deeper, opening up the top of the back. drawing the belly in and the thighs as if they're spinning toward each other. We're going to take a forward fold, release the bind, halfway lift, forward fold, float to standing, and the tilt over to the left this time, maybe grasping the right wrist to start, and powering up the move by dropping the left arm. That gives us more space to spread the collarbones, lift from the belly, and open up the heart and the right underarm. Half bind, tuck the left arm behind you. Draw straight up and down with the belly, and then reach the right arm to the left, finding a twist. This time, left arm comes underneath right for eagle arms. We sit back into a chair pose, Utkatasana. This is one of the boldest moves that I know, boldest postures in yoga. There are lots of other fancy power-up things. This is pretty bold based on putting the energy into the heels, drawing the sitting bones down and the belly back and up, and opening up the shoulder blades. Maybe rise to the tiptoes again. Perhaps you can sink all the way down to the heels, find a steady gaze, and then press your way back up into your fold, releasing the bind. Inhale, half lift. Breathe out, forward fold, step back, high plank. Power it up. Maybe floating a leg, maybe crossing the ankles, maybe taking a low push up and pressing back up, and then taking that to the other side. Knees drop, nose, chin, chest to the earth. A little back bend. Come back down. Tabletop or child's pose to downward dog. 3 bold breaths. And then walk back to the hands for your halfway lift. Into a fold. Rise up standing. Breathe out, forward fold, warming up. Halfway lift. Forward fold, rise to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Take your time. Maybe the arms are out in front or the hands by your sides. Or the hands at your heart. This time, hands come together behind you and the fingers interlace or hook. Stay in your chair. Open up the collarbones. Draw the belly in and up so you're nice and long in the torso. Shift into the right foot. Lift the left foot off the mat, knee toward your chest. Step the left foot halfway back on the mat. So the soles of both feet are on the mat and we have equilibrium. Fold halfway down. Open up those collarbones, maybe a slight bend, micro bend, macro bend in your front knee to come all the way down. Parsva Tanasana bound. Rise back up, step into a bound chair. Lift back up, sit up, press into the left foot, lift the right knee high, and step the right foot halfway back on your mat. Situate your feet for Parsvottanasana, square the hips up, and take a halfway down fold. Nice long spine. And then an all the way down fold, and maybe the hands lift from the back, maybe they do not, doesn't matter. Trust yourself. safety in your determination. Rise back up, step into Utkatasana. Come back to that image of fire right at the top of the rib cage, right at the solar plexus, the breastbone. The fire chakra heats you up, drives self-confidence, the power of determination and willfulness coming from within. Fold over your legs, let the hands float from your spine if that's what the body does, and not if it doesn't. Hands release to the mat, rise up, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, left foot way to the back of the mat, runner's lunge. Situate your feet for equilibrium. Maybe scooch the hands backward a little bit. Nice long stance here. Reach with that left heel. The right knee is directly over the right ankle. Left fingertips down to float the right hand high in a twist. Right hand down, extend the front leg, fold over it. Come back into your runner's lunge. Hover over the right knee, hands float by the sides, palms face down. Chest opens up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Arms shift toward the ears in front. Rise up, crescent warrior. Slowly, hands to the heart as the back knee drops to the earth. Modified Anjaneyasana. Untuck your toes. Interlace your fingers. Bring the palms to your right hip and twist with the chin dropping down. If you're not feeling an opening in the front of the left hip, the hip flexor here, the psoas, you might scoot the right foot forward a little and sink a little deeper into the right knee. If you're fully open and would like to work a quad stretch, feel free. We will come front and center, find our back bend in Anjaneyasana. Squeezing the left glutes and hamstrings to draw the tailbone down. Hands drop inside that right foot. We heel toe the foot way to the edge of the mat and then point the toes in that direction. Maybe a little tuck under of the left toes to extend the stance front and back so you're not on top of your left kneecap. Left hand down, right hand comes inside your right leg to press it away from you as you spin over the right shoulder. Another opportunity for a quad stretch. We point the right toes forward, both sets of hands. How many sets of hands do you have? Both hands on the mat, back toes tuck. Shift the hips upward, and then step the left foot outside the left hand to a wide-legged forward fold. Point the toes out, come to a footballer stance, bending your knees. Fingertips and thumb tips can touch. We find some cat-cows here. And into our wide-legged fold, point the toes forward. Left fingertips on the mat under your nose. Heel of the right hand on your low back. Bend your left knee. Lift halfway up, long spine. And now twist to the right. We're working our IT band on the right side. So if you don't feel anything on the outside of the right leg, you might unbend your left knee. You might lift a little more from the belly, or you might move the feet closer together. Right hand drops down underneath your nose, straighten both legs. Bend your right knee, heel of the left hand to the low back, lift halfway. See if you can press that left knee nice and straight, not locked, for a twist to the left. Determination, hands to the mat, heel toe your feet in toward one another, halfway lift. Into a forward fold. Root to rise. Arms float high. We return to chair pose, this time with cactus-shaped arms. Fingers wide, elbows wide, squeeze the shoulder blades. That helps activate all the way into the belly as you draw it inward and upward, the tailbone downward. Maybe you can come a little bit lower than I at this point. Let's interlace the fingers the opposite way, the awkward way, behind us. Sitting in our bound chair again to open up the chest, the shoulders, firm up the belly and the thighs, and once again, a bound forward fold. Head hangs loose. Hands release. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, get powerful. Exhale, forward fold, this time right foot to the back of the mat for your runner's lunge. Really powered up here, right heel back, left knee over the left ankle for your twist. Long spine lifting on the breath in, twisty, twisty, navel around the spine, breath out. You'll see my shoulders, if you happen to be monitoring for reference, that my shoulders don't stack. My left shoulder not very open. Left hand down. We're going to extend the front leg and fold over it. Peel the heart forward and find your float. Belly over the left thigh, hands by your sides, palm face down, power it up. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the belly. Arms out in front, hands reach forward, rise up, crescent warrior. Hands to your heart, slowly drop your back knee, modified Anjaneyasana, to untuck your back toes. Interlace your fingers the awkward way, palms to your hip. Chin drops, a little twist to help open up the right hip flexor. And if you're like me, you might need a little more space front to back. Maybe squiggle that left foot forward, sink a little deeper into that knee. Move into our full Anjaneyasana. Hands will lift overhead, finding the back bend. But we do so safely. So be bold with the right glutes and the right hamstrings. Activate them, power them up. Shifting the tailbone down and the belly in. Maybe sinking a little deeper into the front knee, maybe not. Finding the shoulder blades, loving one another. And time for our lizard twist, hands inside the left foot. Maybe an extension of that back leg to protect the knee. Left toe moves way to the left edge of the mat. And the toes turn out to the left. Right hand stays down as the left hand comes to the inside of the left knee and thigh. Quad stretch if you have it. Left hand comes down. Left toes point forward. Actually, Keep the left toes pointing to the left, tuck your back toes under, and then step into a wide-legged high squat again. This time we're going to bring the palms inside the thighs. So our footballer stance with the hands in the thighs. We lengthen the left arm and take a gaze over the right shoulder. Come through center, lengthening the right arm, and a gaze over to the left. And again, being bold in how you get there, bold in your stamina and your determination. One more time. We're going to come towards center and draw into a prayer squat. You might feel like maybe you're not quite open for that at this time. I'm going to find a little rock left and right. We're going to stay here just for a moment. Maybe your palms can come to your heart with a long spine. Breathe in and a forward fold. Feet draw together or closer together, not touch one another. Half lift and a forward fold. Inhale, float all the way to standing. Arms will lift high. I have thoroughly warmed up, so I need to take off an outer layer. And exhale for your forward fold. Let's take that again. Half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Nice strong belly. Breathe out and fold. Root to rise. Standing tall, powerful, willful, determined, and bold. Maybe those all feel like they mean the same thing. Fists with the fingers, like in Mustika Mudra with the thumb out. Reach those arms in a V and your hands draw to your heart. We're going to find our way back to chair pose, Utkatasana. Energy into the right foot to float the left knee. Work into a crescent warrior for a moment, maybe through a bird or an airplane. Take your time. Boldly go, even if you fall, it's just yoga. And from our crescent, we'll move into a warrior two. Be there, be bright, be shiny, be firm. Flip your front palm and reverse the warrior. Extend your front knee. Bend your front knee. Come back to warrior two. Side angle, right arm down, left arm high, maybe a half bind. Warrior two. Lift the right heel. Sink deeper. Take that boldly and willfully, heel down. Flip your front palm, reverse. Lengthen your front leg. Bend your front leg. Warrior two. Side angle. Now we're going to come into a little dance. Be determined, be powerful. Find what works for you. Warrior two to a reverse. To warrior two to side angle. Warrior two to reverse. And side angle. Warrior two to reverse, side angle. And here you might find a half bind or a full bind where we'll stay for 3 breaths. Maybe you like to go a little bit deeper with the right fingers touching the floor, but only if you can do so with the shoulders and the hips in the same plane. Rise back up, warrior two, lengthen your front leg, spin your right toes in to the long edge of the mat, and we'll find a power stance. Arms up overhead, thumbs out of a fist, and then heels in, toes out, goddess pose with your mudra, which is sort of half mustika on each side. Rise back up. Bend the knees again. Bend the elbows, draw the tailbone down, lift both heels off the mat. Sink a little deeper. Draw the heels down, rise up. Arms out to the sides. Right foot now parallel to the front of the mat. And spin the left toes toward the back of the mat, where we'll take warrior two. We'll take a reverse. And this time, when we extend the front leg, we'll find Trikonasana triangle facing the back of the mat. It's really sort of facing the side of the mat, but the orientation of the feet is toward the back. Triangle, Trikonasana. Binds if you like them. You don't have to go very deep. Belly strong. Powerful in the legs and the glutes. Rise back up, warrior two. Bring your hands back to your hips. Lengthen your left leg. Point the toes toward the long edge of the mat. We'll take a moment for a wide-legged forward fold. Before we move into that sequence boldly on the other side, with determination, with willfulness, with choice. Head so heavy, gravity helping us lengthen the spine as we press the hips high from the earth, using the power of the feet and the legs and the glutes. Hands to the mat. Crawl the hands over toward the right and spin your right foot to face forward. We'll step into a forward fold at the front of the mat. Rise up to standing. Find chair pose, Utkatasana. Hands can draw to your heart as you float the right knee high and work your way into a crescent. Heart forward. Stepping back, crescent warrior. Flowing with purposefulness into warrior two. Reverse the warrior. Lengthen your front leg. Reverse warrior two. Warrior two to side angle. Warrior two. Reverse, lift the front heel. Deepen into the knee, draw the heel down. Side angle. Now we're going to dance this, moving into warrior two to reverse, to side angle. Two more, warrior two, reverse, side angle. And this time we'll stay in side angle as we move into warrior two, reverse, side angle with a half bind or extended side angle or full bind. Rise up, warrior two. Front leg extends, bring your hands to your hips and pivot the left foot so it's parallel to the front of the mat. Pivot the right toes so they're facing the back of the mat. And we'll work our way back into warrior two for a reverse. Extend the right leg and find triangle pose, Trikonasana. Watch those hips and the shoulders and the chest. We're working to be in the same plane. The plane, boss, the plane. Warrior two, hands to your hips. Lengthen both legs, pivot on the right heel so both sets of toes face the long edge of the mat. A forward fold. We're going to move back down to the mat for the last 8 minutes of the practice. Walk the hands forward. Come to a tabletop. A cat and a cow. Let's take 2 more of those. And once we find net neutrality, we're going to move into Anahatasana, keeping the hips right over the knees, Walk the hands forward until the forehead, chin, or chest meets the mat. If shoulders are grumpy, mine get that way, and that's just, it is what it is. You can bend the elbows outward and stack your palms. You could even place a prop under your chest or your forehead. And here, a revisiting of our intention, of our attitude. Perhaps this time, determination to soften the heart, but doing so without effort. Maybe just observing the body, observing the space behind the heart, becoming conscious of your thoughts. And rather than trying to push them away, welcoming them, learning from them, acknowledging them. Tuck the tailbone, draw the belly in, walk the hands backward. We're going to come to sitting on our heels. And if you need a prop to help with that, go ahead and take it. I'm going to widen my feet, bring my knees closer together, and set a block underneath me for my sitting bones. We're going to work our way into a nice little twist, which you can find kind of a floaty movement for, if you like. So we're twisting over to the right. Maybe the right hand is on your block if you have one behind you or under you, or maybe it's on your feet. Left hand can be on your right thigh. And then we take that to the other side. And this time a little sweep to the right and a sweep to the left. Maybe next time you can go deeper. Inhale, exhale. Twist, inhale, exhale. Coming forward, heels of the hands come to the hip creases, so that right at the top of the thigh. We're going to round into the spine for a cat shape as the heels of the hands move forward. And then we're going to draw the wrists and heels of the hands back to come into a cow shape. And a cow shape. And a cow. A neutral spine, tuck your tailbone, draw the collarbones wide. We're going to take lion's roar. You're welcome to kneel up if that feels better for your knees. With lion's roar, we take a nice big breath in, and on the breath out, the mouth opens super wide, the tongue juts out, and the eyes open really wide. So we're going to take 3 of those, as long as coughing doesn't ensue from my allergies. Inhale. And find your way to a seat. And from your seat, whatever way makes sense for you, make your way all the way down to the mat. You can do it with a rounded spine, a long spine, really work the belly, or just simply walk the hands behind you and come to your back. On our backs, we're going to take a supine figure 4, supine pigeon, crossing the right ankle above the left knee. Activate the right foot a lot. Square your hips up. And then maybe you can draw your left knee toward your left armpit. You're going to activate the left foot as well. You could hold on to the right foot and press away the right knee. Or you can tuck your right arm into the space you made between the legs, reach around for the back of the left thigh, and then use the activation of the right elbow to press the right knee away. If you're working to have the shoulder blades on the earth if possible. Relax into the posture. Be bold without eliminating safety. Left foot comes down to the mat. Hands drop by your side. You scoot the left foot a little more toward the center of the mat, and then shift the hips a little to the right. Drop the knees to the left so that potentially the sole of the right foot is on the earth as you find a twist, dropping the arms out and the head moving over to the right. You could tuck the left foot a little closer to your right glutes for a deeper twist. Imagine the energy moving from the left shoulder blade down the back and around the right side of the waist to the right hip. For me, this is a little bit of a quad stretch of the top leg as well. And we gradually and carefully scoot the sole of the left foot back to the mat. Draw the right knee into the chest for a little hug. We take that all to the other side. Right foot to the mat, left ankle above the right knee. Activate both feet as you draw the right knee toward the right armpit. Chin tucks, shoulders relax. Right foot returns to the earth. It scoots a little bit to the left. The hips shift to the left. And then all the kit and caboodle below the hips draw over to the right. Maybe the ball of the left foot or the whole left foot sits on the ground. You can tuck the right heel toward your left glute. Arms swap open and the gaze moves to the left. Perhaps you observe willingly, with self-confidence, that this side feels very different from the other side. Not better, not worse, not good, not bad, not positive, not negative, but just different. And our final posture is yours to choose before we go to Shavasana. So allow yourself to explore the body, maybe with a happy baby, legs up the wall, Supta Baddha Konasana, knees into the chest, knee circles. So many options. It's like a little yoga buffet. And once you've chosen, go there wisely with determination, without a ton of effort, just allowing that posture to be. And find your way to Shavasana. A nice big breath in. And a full breath out. Eyes might gently close. And the eyes get a little heavier in their sockets as the jaw and the space right in front of the ears softens. You scoot the shoulder blades downward. Take a big breath in. And let it go. No need to think, no need to effort, no need to force the breath. We can be determined, and we can have self-confidence. We can have willfulness without overdoing it, without overpopulating those characteristics, while being our true selves. Deepen the breath once again. Maybe a full body stretch here as you start to reawaken the body. Could hook the thumbs above your head. Spread the fingers wide and take a nice big breath in, reaching the toes away and the arms away. As you release, allow the knees to bend. Come on to one side and press yourself up to a comfortable seat. And here, We will close our practice as we began with a single chant of Om, hands at your heart. Breathe in. Om. Thumb knuckles right to your center forehead. May you know happiness and the root of happiness. May you be free from suffering and the root of suffering. May you know determination, self-trust, and confidence. Namaste. Thanks for trying this at home. This is Yoga Intermissions. We do 50 minutes for a reason, so you can actually fit changing or something else into your hour. I hope you enjoyed it, got value from it. Come back. Lots of recordings. There are well over 100 now. And I will be live each Saturday morning, with the exception of a few, at 9:30 a.m. Eastern for the duration of the summer and probably into the fall. My name is Karen, Salt and Sand Studios. If you're unfamiliar with us, check out saltandsandstudios.com. And if you have the funds to donate, that would be welcome. Have a great one. Namaste.